A very good evening to you, and thanks for joining me live on Questions in the Heart. I'm also a big thank you to all our fans all over the world, for your support for Esther Praise, and for those of you that came, God bless you. The hall was filled up, jam-packed to the brim with people. Wow, I didn't know you love us so much. From all of us on Questions in the Heart, we just want to say thank you for coming out and teaming up with us for that special concert, Esther Praise. The video will be out soon. I promise we'll show you some of, the pictures and a bit of the video very, very soon. Margaret Thatcher left us. Wow, wow, wow. Well, our good works will never be forgotten. To all our Kenya friends, your president was, inaugurated today, installed today. We appreciate God for you. We celebrate with you, and we'll pray that his tenure will be a very peaceful one for the country. Tonight, it's Nigeria in focus. The U.S. Department of State at some point advised the U.S. citizens, to be very careful in their approach and, desire to visit our great country, Nigeria, because of the great threat of kidnapping, robbery, and some other attacks. Wow. In 2009, more than 140 foreign nationals were kidnapped, among which are 5 U.S. citizens. In 2010, alleged Boko Haram members took responsibilities, for bomb blast in Nigeria, for bombing in our great country, Nigeria. Lovely, lovely, lovely Nigerians abroad, Nigerians in the diaspora, who would love to come home, invest, live in the country and contribute to the economy of our great nation, are so bothered about the national security of our great country, Nigeria. Mainly because of this recent cankerworm that has eaten deep into the peace and the safety of our great nation, Nigeria, Boko Haram. Nigeria in focus. Tonight, I get you to meet my guest, and he's here live with me in the studio to answer all your questions, all your bothering questions on the current state of situation in Nigeria. I'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. My lovely attire tonight, it's Kose La Poche. Please give La Poche a call. Summer is coming. You want to dress down, you want to look beautiful. Don't you like what I'm wearing? Please get in touch with La Poche, and you'll be glad you did. We're live on www.faithworldtv.com tonight. You want to tell all your friends who are not on Sky or those who are outside this country to quickly log on to www.faithworldtv.com, and they'll be able to watch us live there as well tonight. To ride on me tonight on the national security of our great country, Nigeria, and to shed light into what is going on in our country and answer all our questions tonight is a man I so much respect, one of our decision makers in our great country, Nigeria. Is a very gentle man. I respect him so much. Welcome with me tonight, the very honorable Senator Olugbenga Obadara. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
What a honor having you on Questions in the Heart.
Yes, I'm privileged because as a public servant, we must at all times strive to give accounts of our stewardship. Coming on the program, I count to be a privilege.
You're welcome. You're so much welcome, sir. I love the style of your gorgeous Nigerian cap.
Thank you.
You're welcome on Questions in that. Can we meet you? Who is Olugbenga Obadara?
Yeah, thank you. I am Senator Olugbenga Obadara. I'm representing Ogun Central in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Brilliant.
I am the chairman of the Privatization Committee of the Senate.
Wow.
I'm in 3 other committees, committees of defense, committee of investment,
Wow.
and loans and debts of the Senate. Also, I am a member of ECOWAS Parliament,
Brilliant.
representing Nigeria, and just made a member of the governing council of the Chartered Institute of Public Administration in Nigeria.
Wow. You are a man of a coat of many colors. How does it feel to, work and function in all these offices?
I can tell you, the grace of the Lord is really blessing us with strength in being able to do all this.
Brilliant.
As a chairman of a committee in the Senate, I can tell you it is an Herculean task.
Wow.
Coupled with the grade A committees in defense, a lot of sleepless nights, making sure Nigeria and Nigerians are safe.
Wow.
When they're sleeping, we'll be working.
Wow.
And with all this representing federal government of Nigeria in ECOWAS as a lawmaker in ECOWAS Parliament is tasking.
Wow.
And many with frequent travelings.
I can imagine.
But I can tell Nigerians that are watching that God is giving us the energy to do
And the strength to do the
Yes.
job. Let's support our leaders in prayers. They're doing, like you said, while we are sleeping, they are busy working to ensure we are safe. Let's keep supporting our leaders in prayers. You lived there in the UK for a while before you left the shore of the UK to our great country, Nigeria, for politics. What was your motivation? What motivated you into this?
Yeah.
It's cool and calm here. Why not stay here?
Yes. Let me quickly say this. I came almost after my national service to United Kingdom in the early 80s. I participated very well and actively here before I established in this country. I was able to work here for only 18 months before I established my company, Imperial Telecommunications. And before going to that, selling African foodstuff, been among the first to start bringing African foodstuff to Nigeria, from Nigeria to United Kingdom.
Wow.
Many people that are selling in shops today, they will testify to it. I started them up right from their houses.
Wow.
And I can tell you they are more than 20, 30. They are doing very well.
Wow.
So while we're here, I can tell you, we decided that the best thing is just to go back to Nigeria, to contribute to the development of our great nation, Nigeria. And to God be the glory, where I am today.
Wow.
Because with his benevolence, I can tell you, I'm presently a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I thank God for all he has been able to let me do in the present time, and I believe we have the capacity to do more of that.
You do more by the grace of God. So as a senator of the Federal Republic, what is your vision for Nigeria? Why are you in the Senate?
Yeah, the vision for my great country, Nigeria, is such that we want to see Nigeria on the world map for good reasons.
That's right.
We want to see Nigeria as a nation with regards to right development. We want to see Nigeria as an egalitarian society where everybody have right to everything in the country as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
We want to see Nigeria in the Committee of Nations have been able to participate favorably. And we want to see our great country, Nigeria, as blessed as we are, to be able to exhibit the God-given endowment of our nation. We want to see peaceful Nigeria. We want to see a nation where you call your own with pride. That was the drive that made me go into politics. I started my politics right from university where I was. The public relations officer of University of Benin.
Okay.
And from there, having to travel, been in this country for a good number of years, and been in this country for good reasons. And we have to take something positive back home. Okay. But what they really drive into the political arena really is if you look at the poverty, we do not deserve all this. No matter the quantum of money you have, if you do not have power to change, I can tell you, that's a problem. Because no matter how much you dip your hand to the pocket to give out, you cannot satisfy all. That's true. The best thing is just to put yourself there to really participate. Because if you did not participate, that's what I used to tell, my friends, my colleagues, and a lot of people, if you refuse to participate in the electoral processes in Nigeria, in the democratization of Nigeria, you will see people that doesn't have anything doing there. They will go there, they will make laws, and definitely you have to obey the laws. In order to really make sure we do the best thing in driving the policies of the government to affect the nation and Nigerians positively. That was a drive that made me to go fully into politics in Nigeria.
You're part of the government at the moment. Do you think the government is doing enough to achieve some of these dreams and visions for Nigeria, which you've just stated? Do you see the drive and the energy to really achieve that in our present government?
You see, if you look at the political antecedent of Nigeria as a nation, this is the longest we've had democratically. When Nigeria became independent in 1960, it was truncated in 1967. 66. After 66, we went to war. We came out of war, all those military rule, till 1979. And also truncated December 31st, 1983. Another 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Now, the dispensation, the Fourth Republic, started 1999. This is 2013. That's about 13, 14 years. Now, you will see, this do not evolve in one day. It grows. That is, I believe, with time on our side, we are getting matured with democracy. So I can tell you for sure, things were not like that before. You see the 7th Assembly, you can see many corruption tendencies. We are bringing out from the National Assembly. You can see the way we are executive too. So with time, we grow to the stage where we desire to be. That's a full confidence on that, so that we are moving in that direction.
You're saying we should not give up on our nation, Nigeria. There is still hope. Is that what you're saying?
I'm telling you, there's hope. There's hope. I can tell you, Nigeria as a nation, indivisible country, Nigeria. So, but now in the 14th year, it was not like this at the 6th Assembly, at the 5th Assembly, at the 4th and 2nd. With the 7th Assembly we are now, you will see, you've seen men of integrity. You will see people that from organized private sector. You will see more enlightened, more exposed people come in 2015. So it goes on every 4 years like that. You will see by the time we allow this thing to go, the growth will come. Hopefully. And I can tell you, we are in the right direction.
Well, I want to believe you tonight because for so many years, Nigeria has been going around in cycles, if you agree with me. Corruption, disregard for the rule of law, and more keep reoccurring. What is the Senate doing to ensure a turnaround for our nation, Nigeria?
As I said, the last question. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it's for the matured mind. And government, we do not run government on the pages of newspapers.
I know.
It takes you to be a deep person to be a senator. It's not something you can just fly into. You must have been able to be matured to be a leader. By the time you are a senator, you are in the pedestal of good maturity. About governance. I can tell you for sure, on the issue of the corruption from the Senate, you can see many public hearings we have conducted. Look at the one on the pension.
Yeah, yeah.
Going to several billions. Nobody has ever done that. You can see we are following it to the extent of issuing warrant of arrest by the Senate President.
That's brilliant.
If you look at that, you will see that it's no longer business as usual.
Okay.
On the corruption, and even on contracts, you can see how we are dealing with the power of appropriation through money expositions from the Senate. We're taking the bull by the horn at making sure the tiger called corruption will face it squarely. And I can tell you till now, you can see, cannot point accusing fingers to any senator of the Federal Republic with regards to any undoing. I can tell you we are men of integrity. I can tell you we are men that have really played their roles in different roles before we became senators. And I assure you, these present senators of the Federal Republic, we are people of means. So in that stretch, we will continue to fight corruption. We will continue to encourage the executive to do the same thing, and will continue exposing corruption at any level.
So you're saying tonight that Nigerians can trust on the new generation of leaders we have in our country to fight corruption and give us a brand new Nigeria. Is that what you're saying tonight?
Yes, I can tell you. You see what is going on in the Senate. We are so transparent. The Media and Publicity Committee addresses the media almost twice a week about the ongoings in the Senate. Our proceedings are live. And many of our public hearings. We're doing this so as to be, as much as possible, be transparent. We don't want to conduct anything in a way that will cast aspersion on any member of the Senate.
Okay.
And I can tell you, if you look at what is going on, from 1960 to 2013, we've always had executive. From 1960 to 2013, we've always had judiciary.
That's true.
Look at legislature. It's always truncated if there's any coup. So you can see that the consistency at which we are is bringing maturity. That is why I said many people are giving, they are now becoming comfortable to participate in politics. So with this that they are coming in, it can only get better. That I know for sure.
It can only get better. That's the message from our senator tonight. And we really want to trust and believe that it will get better for our great nation, Nigeria. Well, Nigerians are seen as fraudsters in the international community. Wow. We are scrutinized more than any other people by border controls, at international borders. The EFCC tasked with the duty of clamping down on financial fraud seems not to be doing enough. What is the Senate doing about redeeming our image, sir, at the international level?
Let me quickly put it. There are responsibilities to every arm of government. The Senate, as the highest legislative body in Nigeria, we're looking at the laws that will give a bite to EFCC or ICPC. We're looking at our penal codes, and we're looking at giving the right punishment to any offense. We are really doing that. And if you look at, as you mentioned, Nigeria being the whipping child at any border control, let me put it this way. The conduct of our people most times give Nigeria a bad name. I can say this to you. I've lived here for many years. the attitude is a problem. But that is why when we are talking about rebranding,
Yeah.
you can rebrand a nation. But the people, the citizen, has to imbibe that branding in their conduct, in their attitude.
Don't you think we're just victims of the bad image that has been painted of our country over the years?
Definitely, that's why I mentioned the issue of branding. Nigeria is a versatile country. Nigeria is a blessed nation. If you look, all these things they're doing, are you telling me corruption is not in the, corruption is an English word?
Yeah.
It's not Yoruba or Efik or everything.
Yeah.
So that tells you that's a corruption in all these countries as well. But many of them are not lousy. That is the problem. So I will only say, anybody coming to these nations, you must be ready to comply
With the rules and regulations.
on the rules and regulations that operate in those nations. So we only implore our people to really work more. Why on the government side, you see, nobody wants to run a government that will be branded, in a bad coloration outside the country. So the government of the day, I can say that to my party, Action Congress of Nigeria, will really give premium to integrity.
Okay.
And that is our watchword. Integrity is a key thing in my party. So we continue using that as a crusade to everybody. And we know for sure, Nigeria as a nation, whatever they've been talking about Nigeria and Nigerians, people will have to continue operating with the rules of the nations they are living.
So is there any movement working on, giving Nigerians a code of conduct, encouraging especially our youth, our young, vibrant Nigerians, educating them on code of conduct within and outside the country? Is there any movement
I can tell you, we have National Orientation Agency. The National Orientation Agency, that is their responsibilities.
Okay.
Where the ministry, they're working for the Ministry of Information and Culture. The Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Information, they have been designing lots and lots of branding materials, of branding, the nation in regards to the conduct. You see, it's an individual thing. So that's why whatever the government is doing, we still have to implore our people on the attitude, behavior, and conduct. So, but I'm sure,
if you permit me to say, leadership, they say, is by example. Some of our leaders, they've displayed in the course of the years some attitude, some characters that the young Nigerians, are kind of looking up to, and they're like, oh, if our leaders can do this, if a leader would do this, why can't I? Don't you think our leaders should live a more exemplary life to help?
Let me quickly say this.
Nigerians?
The leadership and the followership is a major factor. And also, we need to work on parents from home. Many parents do not have time for their children. The other that says charity begins at home.
Charity begins at home is true.
So it affects the nation.
But to me, it looks more like young Nigerians are emulating what they see.
No, you see many Nigerians, you see, not only Nigerians. Let me quickly say this. The children of these days all over the world, the access to information technologies, I can tell you is dynamic. In the positive ways, affecting them to grow. So in the negative ways, it's global. Not only Nigeria, it's a global thing. Wow. It's a global thing. It's a disease now. I can say this to you. It is a global thing.
It is a global thing.
Yes,
Okay.
not Nigeria alone.
Okay.
These children of these days, they want to ride road straws at the age of 20. They want what we can do during our time. We go step by step. Now they want to explode. It's a big factor.
It's a big factor. Okay, we won't dwell too much on that tonight because of our time. Before we go on break, I'd like to please answer this question for us. David Mark, the president of Nigerian Senate, a northerner, reportedly accused the government of doing nothing on Boko Haram. Like I told you the other time, Boko Haram has become a cankerworm that is eating deep into our country's peace and safety. Here is the Senate president saying the government is doing nothing on Boko Haram. My question to you tonight, sir, is do you agree on that? And
I can tell you my Senate...
if yes, why is the government taking the Boko Haram issue so lightly?
I can tell you,
this issue is claiming lives.
My Senate president, His Excellency Bonaventure Alasheno Mark, will not talk like that. People, I'm assuring you of that. He's a tactician. He's an experienced politician. And he is a master in governance. As a senator, I know we have met with service chiefs. I am a member of Defense and Army of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know how much my Senate president, who retired as a brigadier general, a member of Armed Forces Ruling Council, a two-time Senate president, would say that. Now, because himself in government, we're in government.
Yeah.
So my Senate president will not say that. I am sure of that. And besides that, on the issue of government, this Boko Haram thing, you can see it's a thing that is already affecting everything in the north and by extension Nigeria.
You're defending your Senate president, but this news is everywhere on the web.
I am sure that my president could be misquoted. It's not a loquacious man.
I read an article where he was quoted word for word. He even denied he wasn't, he's not a northerner.
Senate president would never, because you see, that's what we are talking about. Senate president, he is from Benue State. Benue State is where? In the north central of Nigeria.
Yeah.
North central of Nigeria. And the Senate president, by categorization, really, by the time we are talking about one being a northerner, one being from, the southerner.
Yeah.
Even somebody from Bayelsa, if you tell you from the south, he will tell you, I'm from South. The Senate president is from the north central of Nigeria, from the sixth geopolitical of the nation. So I can tell you, my Senate president is not a loquacious man. He's a 65-year-old man.
Okay.
He's an experienced person.
Okay. We'll go on a short break. Why is the government taking the issue of Boko Haram lightly in our great country, Nigeria? Senator Obadara is going to answer that question after this commercial break. Thanks for staying with us on your lovely program, Questions in the Heart. The studio line will be open. Your senator is here tonight. Ask him whatever question you want to ask tonight. Sir, before we went on break, I asked why our government is taking the issue of Boko Haram so lightly. You want to answer the question tonight?
No, I will not agree with you. Taking
But you and I know they're taking it lightly.
No, I do not know that. I can tell you, I have the information, and I know what the nation Nigeria is. As I said, I'm a member of Defense and Army of the Federal Republic.
I should even ask you, who are the people behind this Boko Haram thing?
You see, till now, Boko Haram is still a faceless thing. I can say this because nobody, look at when even we're talking about Niger Delta, we have General Tombolo, General this, General that. I can tell you, nobody has come out in Boko Haram to say, I am General this. You see the problem.
So why is the nation struggling in resolving this issue?
No, the convention, don't forget that this is not a conventional thing. In your house, it has been so polarized. What I know that is happening for sure is There are a lot of people that really want to bring the North, the South together, not themselves. The Muslims, the Christians. I mean, I thank God Nigerians are now aware of this. Because the situation where they keep bombing themselves.
1 minute, so I've got a caller in the house tonight. Good evening, thanks for calling.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, thanks for calling.
My name is Vincent. I'm calling from Italy.
Hello?
My name is Vincent. I'm calling from Italy.
From Italy, thanks for calling from Italy.
Yes. We want to speak to the senator.
He's listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What I want to say is that you said something that I don't quite agree with.
Thank you. What is
You
it?
said that most of the senators are honorable men. And I thank God you stayed in UK before. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention names here.
Believe me, you are.
We know so many senators who were former governors before, who were tried by EFCC. They are still sitting in the Senate today. Can it happen in UK?
Let me.
And from Edo State, I even know some senators from Edo State who helped, let me say, to loot the treasury. They are still sitting in the Senate today.
Wow.
Please, that what you said that most of you are, just say some of you, not all.
Let
We
me.
know ourselves.
All right, Vincent from Italy, thank you. Let the senator answer your question.
Let me quickly put it this way. It's assumed globally until you are tried by a competent law court and convicted. That is when you would say the person is guilty. As a lawmaker, I do not forget that, because if they have been tried by a competent law court and judged to have committed offenses against the Federal Republic of Nigeria, believe me, the punishment should take its course. Until such a time, I will not sit here or any other places to proclaim a judgment over them. That is the problem.
But the point is they are guilty of the...
Nobody. No, if they are guilty, they will not even not contest. If they are considered guilty, they will not contest the election. The Constitution is so clear on that. The Constitution is clear.
Are you saying our government is open on dealing with issues like this corruption issue at the...
Yes, they have. I mean, I can tell you 2 or 3 of them have been taken to court, and the court have not in any way pronounced judgment on them.
Okay, good evening, Joy from London. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good evening. I just want to talk to Senator.
He's listening to you.
Yeah.
Go on,
Let's
please.
talk to Senator.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, madam.
Hello, good evening.
Good
Are you
evening,
native of Ogun State? You represent Ogun State?
Yes, madam. I represent Ogun Central.
Yeah, so many problems going on because why the governor Ibukule Amosu destroying people's properties and they're calling all their children, I mean the owner of the properties, they are calling the children all over the world, complaining bitterly that it's not compensating them well. There was a case, one man left Canada to Nigeria, at the end of the day, when he got to Abeokuta, they only compensate $500,000, 500,000 for the whole house. Why? Because there's no CFO. You can't expect these people, the elderly people, to get CFO because these houses were built more than 50 years, 70 years ago. So why is it treating people like that? No penalty, no fine, they just destroying, everybody not happy. And these people, they are complaining bitterly about him. It's not doing well at all. Nobody happy about what is going on in Ogun State. We know you want to improve infrastructure, so many things, but it's killing many people inside because they are not happy. He got to compensate them well or make sure that he make them happy.
All right, Joy. Thanks for calling. We appreciate your call. You want to respond or react?
Yeah, let me, Ms. Joy, let me quickly say this. You have really said it all. The most painful thing in life is change. And if you look at Abeokuta, my town, and you look Ogun State generally, they still consider Abeokuta to be a rural and rustic place. And there's no way we can have development without infrastructure. The same road that, I was born, I'm in my mid-50s. The same road that I met when I was born is still the same road we are still using. And my governor, Senator Ibikule Amosu FCA, decided that we must give infrastructural uplift to Ogun State. It is so painful, let me say this, that many places, houses, they have to go to give way for 3 lanes, 2 lanes, which is really going through Ogun Central, Ogun East, and Ogun West.
Is that compensation?
Definitely my governor is compensating. I can tell you that. My governor is compensating. But where somebody says the compensation is smaller, let me even give you this scenario. When my governor, Senator Bikule Amosu, started from Totoro side, do you know now many people are even calling him to come and destroy our house, to come and take our house, to expand and be compensated? It's happening in Yewa. It's happening in Jebu. It's happening in Jebu.
Okay. I have another caller there. Not good evening. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Thanks for calling. Olabisi.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah.
My name is Olabisi Oluyinka
From Manchester. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
I'm actually an indigent of Ogun State.
Okay.
And I would like to talk, to put things right, about the last speaker. The construction that is going on is actually beautifying Ogun State. I had only returned from Ogun State about a week ago. The place is very, very beautiful.
No. Thank you.
Houses must be demolished because they were actually built on the road.
Thank you.
And I know the senator, we were classmates in school, and they are doing a very fantastic job over there.
Wow.
Thank you.
So I just want to clarify to everybody that is looking at the program. Senator Ibikule Amosu is the best governor we've ever had and that we will ever have in Ogun State. So he's doing a fantastic job. Things are going on well in Ogun State. Ogun State is on top of the hierarchy of governance.
Thank you.
And he has good people. And as a Nigerian, I've lived here for 25 years. And I've been in Ogun State. I've got trained in Ogun State.
Thank you.
I am happy for what is happening in Ogun State.
All right. Thank you so much, Olabisi from Manchester. We appreciate your call. You want to respond to that?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Olabisi. You know, as I said, no change ever happened anywhere in the world without pain. And I'm sure at the end, everybody will be happy for it. But what I would rather mitigate for our governor is that, please, you keep supporting him. All these things are not done. Even some of his houses in Totoro, he demolished them.
Wow.
It consumed his own property. So no change is a movement. And when that movement starts, the best we can do is, it's also painful. Please, I really feel with you people that their houses, their corpses have to be buried. Believe me, my governor have good intention on all this. That I can say for sure.
Wow. Well, it would be a very bad thing for people's homes to be demolished without compensation.
No, I can tell you my governor is compensating. He's compensating. I am saying this. People can say, oh, they're expecting X and having X. That's another issue, which I know if they complain to the governor will direct the appropriate ministry to reassess. You have right of complaint.
Okay,
please do that.
I have a caller in the house tonight. Good evening. Thanks for calling. Ogo from Island.
Yeah, hello, Sister Esther.
Oh, good evening. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, please, I want to, say something about the Honorable Senator or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But, one thing I will say is that, he said he was in UK before.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But if you are in UK before, is it this, what is in Nigeria now? Is it democracy or autocracy? Because I don't see, I prefer military regime in Nigeria. It seems that things work out well than this democracy we are into it now. It took us how many years without nothing. Everybody that was in that Abuja is for his own interest. If somebody spent 10 million to go to Abuja, within 1 month he wants to reap 200 million back. That is not democracy.
Thank
We
you.
have to learn from these Western people that who have stayed in their country
Okay.
to live, to learn something from them and take it back home.
Thank you so much, Ogo from Highland. We appreciate your call. You want to respond to that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ogo. Believe me, if witches were horses, beggars would ride. If you know the amount of money that people are just lying about people in Abuja lining their pockets with, you'll be shocked. Some will
People
say,
are lying about it.
yes, people will say we are taking 50 million, 100 million monthly. How will you take 50 million, 60 million monthly, multiply by 109 senators, for 360 House of Reps, 469?
So if I may ask, how much are you being paid?
My salary, I can tell you, is only my salary, and I have proof of it through my alert.
How
I
much
can
is
show
it?
to you. It's 954,000 as salary. Don't forget.
Monthly?
That's my monthly salary. It goes through my account.
What
it goes
about
to the
other
account.
incentives?
So let me tell you, if you are talking of incentives,
Yeah.
whatever you are taking
And
to
other
run,
allowances.
no, whatever you are taking to be running your your office as a senator, it's so meager. You'll be shocked. Because definitely, let me tell you, Mr. Ogo, all these insinuations that you are reading in the newspapers, they are not statement of facts. I can tell you. And as you said, I mean, I was in this country close to 15, 16 years continuously. I can tell you, in this country, I have reputation. And I'll keep doing that.
I've got a caller tonight. Good evening. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Hello, Goddy from Ireland. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
I'll probably be giving out this question to the Senator.
Go on, please.
Thank you, sir.
It's lovely to hear that he was in UK before. And being in UK before, I would expect him to kind of uphold some values that he has actually met in
Thank
the
you.
United Kingdom. And this apart, driving you back to the compensation issue, you have really not addressed this. A lot of people have been kind of thrown out of their house that they've lived in years. And you give him the 500,000. I remember going to Nigeria recently. 500,000 is rubbish. I spent it within weeks. How could somebody in his ancestral home be thrown out and given 500,000? And you expect the person to be fine. You have not really addressed that issue.
Okay.
And I work as a driving instructor here in Ireland. Getting to Nigeria, I was really distrusted about your safety on the road.
All right. Thanks for calling. We need to go tonight. You want to react to that quickly? That's some questions.
Yeah, let me quickly say this. Thank you for acknowledging that. I mean, my being in the United Kingdom here, I can tell you, you can go on Senator Olugbenga Obadara. You can Google my name. You can Google my activities in the Senate. You can Google, on search engine, you will know, you see my activities in the Senate. So I can tell you one thing for sure. With regards to the payments we're talking about here, you need to see the poverty level of our nation. Abject poverty. Well, we do not deserve that. And I'm sure the executive, the president will not sign such a budget where he knows that a senator is having that kind of what you are reading in the papers.
He was talking about people whose home have been,
Yes. The people that they
Give me
homes
1 minute. Let me take this caller's question, then you
Yes.
answer all of it together. Good evening. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Thanks for calling.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to the Senator.
Thank you.
Just one simple question I want to ask the Senator. What is wrong with our electricity and our roads, sir?
Okay.
Because we need a change in Nigeria, sir. Can you please encourage the government, the governors, and the local government, etc., to try and help us? Nigerians, we are suffering. We want to see good whenever we come to Nigeria to enjoy what our country looks like. At least call it home, sir, please.
All right, Tayo, thank you.
Thank you for your good job.
Thank you, Tayo.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tayo. I am the chairman of privatization in the Senate. I can tell you for sure, year 2001, administration from that time, up to the time I became the chairman of the Senate for privatization, they tried everything to privatize PHCN, that 10 distribution companies and 5 generating companies. I can tell you, by God's grace, within my 10 months of being there, we have successfully privatized all these 15 subsisting companies, successor companies of PHCN. Why? Government have nothing to do in business. We have been able to go through processes of privatization. I was in America, where I went to give lecture in Washington. Nigeria is appalled for being able, within 10 months, to privatize these enterprises. It's the first of its kind. I can tell you, to God be the glory. Today, we have private entities that have paid 25% of the bidded amount, and the remaining 75% to be paid after 6 months of running. And if they did not come with the 75, we take it back, and they forfeit at 25%. By this international community, they are now buying into various successor companies at bringing power,
So how
the availability.
How soon, sir, should we expect stability?
I can tell you for stability purpose, by the time there, you cannot bring in, the 25%, the minimum. Then the minimum was $27 million. We are ones that have paid more than $100 million. Wow. I can tell you they are investing huge money. By the time they do that, I can tell you within the next 6 months, you will be seeing more additional into the national grid. That I am sure of.
Wow, our time is gone tonight. I really wish we could go on and allow you to ask your senator your questions. But I can assure you, we'll get him back on Questions in the Heart. Do me a favor, log on to www.questionsintheheart.com. Leave me with your questions, leave me your comments, and I can assure you when next he comes on this show, he's going to answer all your questions. It's such a honor having you on Questions in the Heart. We've got to go, our time is gone.
Thank you.
Like I said, visit us on www.questionsintheheart.com. Leave us with your messages, your comments. We'll surely get back to you. Advertise with us. Let's help you take your business to the next level. Till I see you, same station, same time next week. Let's together make Nigeria a better place. Good night.